Hi, Stacy here with Bluebird Paper and Thread. Thank you for joining me. Today is Sunday, January 18th, 2026. I am coming to you a day later than usual because yesterday we did a family birthday party for my daughter, and so by the time I got through running around and, picking up the cupcakes and the ice cream and getting my toes done and doing some cleaning, and then the cat wanted a bath. I know it sounds weird, but she sits on the counter while I do dishes, and then when I say, do you want a bath, she kind of gets up and walks over to me. So she needed a bath and she wanted one, so I gave her a bath. And then by the time I thought I could go out, I still have a couple hours, I could go out and film a video, my back was hurting, I was tired. I'm like, just sit and stitch. So that's what I did. And I'm glad that I did because my daughter and her boyfriend came over earlier, so I got to visit with them a little bit. So that's why we're a day late. If you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel is on my hobbies. Right now that's primarily cross stitching with a little bit of sewing and a tiny bit of quilting thrown in there. I also enjoy paper crafting. I like to make greeting cards, gift tags, gift card holders, treat boxes, that kind of thing. This week I had a finish. Did you see it? I finished Land That I Love. I finally did it. I was up till 12:30 last night because I was a little wired. And I thought, just finish it now. And so here it is. I got the frame on Art to Frame. And this is the one that I was debating on. This is the second frame that I ordered. The first one I thought, I liked the ornateness of it. It looked a little bit more, maybe antique is what I want to say. And it came in, it was a high gloss, super shiny black. So that will actually work for Dreaming of Poppies. But I ordered another frame for this one, and I love it. I think it's perfect. So the only thing I have left to do is kind of clean up the back, and I'm going to put some paper on the back. I do like scrapbook paper, but I don't have one that's 20 by 20. So I think what I'm going to do is maybe use some of this paper. I just need it to cover the back. This is going to hang on the wall that the dog crate is near, so I don't want dust to get up inside. So I'm just going to take care of that later today or tomorrow, and then put the hanger on and get it hung on the wall because I love it. This has been a work in progress for years, and it feels so good to finally see it in a frame, and I want to get it up on the wall. I could just sit here all day and look at it. We're not going to, but I will see if it will stay back here. Let's see if I can get it to prop up back here. Yep, you can kind of see it. We'll just look at it together, shall we? I had a new start this week, and I worked on my Sunday sampler, and I worked on a couple of pieces I haven't touched in a while because, when it gets to the end of August, I typically like to start my fall stitching, and then everything else falls by the wayside as I stitch fall and Halloween and Thanksgiving and Christmas and winter. So it felt good to pull some of these out, a little bit brighter colors. I also have a little bit of haul to show you. So let's get started. I watch Little Annie Z's, and her sister and mother make project bags, and she showed this project bag on her channel, and her sister made it, and she has an Etsy shop called the Pepper Pot Shop, and so I loved it, and I went on and I ordered it, and it's so beautiful. I mean, I love the fabric. Perfect for a winter piece, and that's what I have inside, and it came with a little snowflake charm. So I started Winter Trio by Brenda Gervais. Okay, I decided to stitch this on 40 count Cocoa, I believe. Where's the tag? Cocoa by Weeks Dye Works. Newcastle linen. I picked this up from the Colorado cross stitcher when we were on vacation this past summer. And I have the littlest start, but I was concerned about the color, the darker, like the brown. I thought it might be too similar to the linen color, but it's not. It's perfect. So this is what I got started. I decided to start with a Hello Winter pillow. I am going to make them into pillows. And that's a really good representation. And I love it. I'm excited to continue to work on this and get them all done and finished. I think they would be really pretty in my displays. With some of my Christmas money, I got a couple of Christmas cards from for Hobby Lobby, and I went and I found a really nice black metal 3-tiered tray, which I'm really happy for because I moved a desk out of my living room and I put in like a console table instead with 3 shelves because I need more places to display my things. So I have it in the corner of that, and it's just really nice. I had trees that lit up at Christmas time there, and it was just a nice little bright spot literally in that corner. And now I've moved that tiered tray over into that corner so I can sit in my chair that I do my stitching in most of the time, and I can see it, and it makes me happy. See my things. Yesterday I pulled out Polar Pack by Plum Street Sampler. This is one that has been hanging around for a very, very long time because I struggled with this band at the bottom, that sweater band. Really, really struggled with it. I don't know the name of this fabric, but I do believe it's a fabric flare. It's printed on one side and white on the other. But this is where I'm at. And as you can tell, I mean, I struggled. I even like took the red out. I like reversed the flowers and the bands, you know. Oh, and I forgot an extra line, so I made this much shorter than it needed to be. Oh, well. You know, at some point, you just got to move on. So this is the trunk for the tree that goes there, and then I started on the little polar bear body. I think he's cute. Not sure that I'll get this done this season, but I'm hoping to have it done by next season. This didn't take very long at all. I mean, I literally just stitched maybe a couple hours at the most, and not, you know, not like I had interruptions, so I didn't stitch consistently. And I'm using the called for colors on this one, which mostly DMC, a classic colorworks, and I think Peapod, what is Peapod? Classic colorworks is the tree green. I pulled out my Sunday sampler, and that is Simple Life by Teresa Kogut. This was a sal in 2023, I think. that she did, yes, 2023, that she did with her Patreon group. So this was a Patreon, a sale that she did with her Patreon level 4 or tier 4 in 2023. I love this piece, and then I stopped stitching on it for some reason. I think I got behind, and I just couldn't get caught up. These are the called for flosses on floss drops that are broken, which is why I don't use those floss drops anymore. I use a different floss drop. It is stitched on 40 count Overcast linen by Cedar River Linens, or Cedar River Design. And here I am. So I kind of got stuck when it came to the house. There was a lot of work that needed to be done with the house, and I love houses on samplers. I do not love stitching them. So I finally got that done, and then last week I worked on the fencing, the gate, and the bunny. So now I'm debating, do I come down and finish the page, or do I just take the fencing all the way across? I'm not quite sure what I will do. I guess it will depend upon how I feel when I sit down to stitch today, because I will do some stitching on this today. I don't know how much, because I want to do some stuff out here, which I'll talk about later in my craft room. But it's coming along. I do enjoy having the dedicated time on Sundays to a sampler that's been languishing, because then I feel like I'm moving it along and getting it out, you know, finishing it, which is, you know, why we do this. Well, at least I do. I know some people just like to stitch and then they move on and never finish very many things, and I do like to finish. Now that I know where I'm going to hang my things, I don't have much hanging in my bedroom, and so I have basically one whole wall that's pretty much empty, and so that whole wall is going to be filled with samplers, and I'm kind of excited for it. My Friday focus is also a sampler, because this one has been hanging around in my bag for a while, and it's Winter Garden by Hello from Liz Matthews. And I am stitching this on 28 count Artichoke linen by Wichelt, using the called for flosses. And here's where I'm at. So we're getting close. Basically what I worked on was completing that star. I added some of the little confetti pieces, and then I finished these 3 stars. So I really feel like I got a ton done on this. I'm very happy. So much so that maybe I'll bring this out twice this week. I don't know. We'll see how I feel. Here we go. So the fabric does have a little bit of that artichoke green tint to it. But this is a piece that I wanted to stitch with things from my stash, and so that's what I did. And I felt like this color linen looked good with the fabric, so that's why I did it. This was actually a 12 by 12 start. Oh, I don't know. When did this chart come out? Does it say? 2021. So going into 2022, this was my one of my 12 by 12s. That much I remember. I pulled out Land of Liberty by Teresa Kogut. Do you see a theme? Lots of Teresa Kogut, lots of patriotic this year. And I am stitching just the bird. I'm only stitching that much of it. I may come back and stitch the others separately later, but I really want to focus on this piece and get this piece framed individually. I don't think I want it into a pillow. I am stitching this on a 40 count Summer Khaki by, I don't know. It's not written on the tag. And that's where I'm at. So the buntings, all of the buntings are established. And I think with the next session, I'll probably have the buntings finished. So I added the light blue, and I'm adding the white. And then I think there's probably like a gray or a red, and then I'll be done with the bunting. This one I had to take out again and stitch it because I was one stitch off. And then I got the whole thing removed, and I realized all I had to do was add a stitch at the top. Yep, that's what it's like to stitch with Stacy. I thought I was off and I was gonna cry, but I'm not. So I can't wait to get that bunting done, and then I can start working on the other things that are in, like the bird and the, you know, kind of make some headway on that. I pulled out Snow Day Friends from Teresa Kogut. I thought if I could get this finished, it would be really cute on my tier tray. So that's what I would like to do. I am stitching this on a 40 count Vintage Country Mocha Newcastle linen with the called for flosses, and here is where I'm at. So I outlined the deer body and I started filling it in. I brought the scarf up around the muzzle of the deer, and I added the little red nose. Although now part of me wants to go over it with some sparkly red floss, but I don't know. We'll see. So really cute. I don't think I'll finish this in a frame, but I might finish it on a ring of beads, or I might just finish it like I did this one, just kind of flat. We'll see how that all works out. Okay. The last thing I worked on was Dreaming of Poppies. This is another one that I would really like to see finished this year. Because I have the frame, number one. But I enjoy stitching on it so much. Why not just keep stitching on it and get it done? So by Rosewood, Manor, Dreaming of Poppies. Chart designed by Karen Kluba. Kluba. I'm stitching this on 32 count Winter Moon with the called for flosses. But let me show you the called for flosses. They're all DMC, and they all look like they're the same color, but they really, like these oranges all look like they're the same color, but they're not. There are very subtle shade differences, and you think it wouldn't make a difference, but it really does make a difference when you are stitching. It gives the piece a little bit of depth, in my opinion. So here it is. It's so bright. It's so colorful. I'm in California and our state flower is the poppy. So the color drew me in first, and the fact that it was poppies, I'm like, oh yes. So what I worked on is I added these two little motifs, the word poppies, and then I continued to work on this flower. So the page break is right about here. And so I like to stitch everything that's on my needle. So I just kind of went over into the next page to run that floss out, and that's what I did. So I think I'm pretty much done with this part. There's a couple more motifs up here. Yeah, you can see. A couple more motifs up there, and then I'll be done with that top corner, and then that's the top of the piece. In that red flower bud, you can see the shading maybe a little bit, and it's very subtle. So there's like 3 different colors of red. You can see it here too in that piece there. So while I sometimes sit there and say, why am I doing it this way? Why don't I just stitch it all one color? I think it would make it look a little flat. And I love all these colors. They're so bright. It's the perfect stitch when it's, you know, winter and gray and cold. Although this week we have not been gray or cold. We've been sunny and hot. 86 yesterday. So, you know, that's how that works. Oh, I have a needle. I forget which one that fell out of. It's okay. Haul. I ordered some more 4 1/4 circles, sticky circles, and I ordered some more 3 1/2 sticky circles, because when I'm doing a finish like this or a drum finish, you need 2. So I just picked up some more. It's always good to have them. And then I picked up this bag charm because hello, a strawberry basket. It's adorable. And I picked up this fabric, which I absolutely love. It's a Tula pink fabric. I just think it would make a really fun project bag. So I picked up some of that. I also was thinking to myself, because I ordered in December several packages of Lady Dot Creates chenille, maybe some pom-pom trim. I don't know. I ordered several things. I have a cubby over here, and it's got a divided container in it, and that's where I've just been throwing the packages of all of my trims. So in one section I've got all the chenille, in another section I've got pom-pom, in another section I've got rick-rack, in another section I've got miscellaneous. So I have my trims just in their original packaging thrown into this thing. Well, now I'm getting quite a few, and things are not staying in their section. So I was wondering, like, what could I do that would be different? And I'm thinking of all these different things. And then I watched Nicole Spore's video. And she found these bobbins. And it's exactly what I was thinking like it solves my problem. And I was so happy that I watched her video. So I ordered, I clicked on her link and ordered them. And I now am going to be storing my trims like this. And then I'm going to take out the divider that I have in there now in the containers, and I'm going to put in drawer units. So I have several calyx units in here, which are, you know, the cubbies, and they have drawer inserts, and I'm going to use the drawer inserts for that one. And then these will be filed, you know, hopefully they'll all work better in that drawer. So, and then that way also the light from in this room won't damage. There's no chance, or it reduces the chance of there being color damage. So I'm very happy. A box full of them. It was $200 for like $18. So you really can't go wrong. I also went to Hobby Lobby. I was watching, I don't know who I was watching, but she came across this paper pad, and it's a matte paper with a glossy designs on it, and I was like, ooh, yes. So I picked this up because I thought this would be really pretty for cutouts or backgrounds for cards. So I picked up that. I also picked up Highland cows for Easter and Highland cows for St. Patrick's Day. I cannot remember if I have Highland cows for St. Patrick's Day, and if I do, then I'll give these to my daughter. Unless they're different, then I might keep them. So I did that. And then I went ahead, my friend, she's a very bad influence on me. And for paper crafting, I love Doodlebug. I collect the Doodlebug, like sprinkles and the pops, you know, like these cute little things. And the sprinkles are like their little, oh, that's not really a sprinkle. Their sprinkles are like, you know, these types of stickers. So they're like epoxy stickers. I collect them. I tend to hoard them. And it's okay. If I hoard nothing else but floss and cross-stitch charts and doodle pops and sprinkles, then we're good. But their Scrap Mania had a 3 different options for the prize mystery boxes. I'm like, what are the words? Saturday, Sunday. So I picked up one. I'm not going to show you the top because it's got my address. But a $215 value for like $65. So I thought, okay, I'll do it. Some of the stuff I have no use for, so I don't know what I'll do with it. But a lot of the things I love. So puffy icons, it's adorable. Some doodle pops. Some more sprinkles. Some sprinkles. Some sprinkles. Some rub-ons. More doodle pops. Sequin. Polka dots. Polka dot ribbon. Organza ribbon. Stickers. Pad of paper. A couple of these die cuts, which I don't know if I'm going to use them ever. I mean, if I ever have grandchildren, and if one of them is a boy, I suppose. More die cuts. These are mini pockets. I'll probably use those. They're little pockets for like gift cards. This one's more floral and it has tags, so I'll probably use that one. Some rub-ons. And then some stickers, another transfer. So just a bunch of this kind of stuff. The things that I don't know would be this. Maybe I could use those in a cross-stitch finish. I just got rid of some of these. Clips, mini clothespins, brads, tokens, just stuff that I won't really use. And then I'm not going to open this up, but this packet, which has some stickers, more stickers, and then a variety of 12 by 12 papers. Some flower brads. Graduation, washi tape. More tokens. So a lot that I like and will use, and a little bit that I won't. But overall, I think it was a good purchase. Not sure I would do it again. But I'm not upset that I have it. I still feel like I got a decent value. Okay, I think that's it for purchases and haul. So let's talk plans quickly, because my husband is on his way home and we're going to IKEA. And why are we going to IKEA? Because I am redesigning my craft room. I can't even show you the mess that's behind you right now. I mean, it looks like this, but more. I am tired of I like to be organized. I find that for me, when I am organized, I utilize my supplies. It helps me if I have a clear space to start with. It's part of my design process. I can't do much. I get stymied if I've got too much visual clutter. It's the same way at work. If I've got too many papers on my desk, it takes me a lot longer to be productive than it does if I have a clean desk. So I always try to have a clean desk. I always try to have, I have some papers out, but they're stacked so that I can access them easily. It's usually for things that I don't want to forget about. But this is just exploded exponentially. So I would like some more Alex drawers, kind of like this one, these back here. So these are the narrower ones that I can use a tabletop for. And then if you've watched my craft room tour video, I have a 4x2 calyx unit, like right across the room from me. I want to take everything out of that, and I want to put 2 of these calyx units under a tabletop, and then I want to turn that calyx unit on its side, and I want it to be on its side, and then I'm going to buy the drawers, and I'm going to put my fat quarters in the drawers. So that means I'm going through my fabric, and things that are out here, I've got bins and bins and bins of fabric in the garage. Things that I have out here that I keep passing on, I think I'm going to put them in a tote, and I'm going to put them back into the garage. And then I'm going to tell myself that twice a year, you're going to go into the garage and you're going to pick a bin and you're going to pull a couple fabrics out and you're going to make something, or you're going to destash it. I have to get this stuff under control. So, and then the floss, I may have to go back and get another well, I want to have a few drawers for flosses, so we'll see how that all goes. I might be able to utilize the calyx unit for that. I have them hanging right now. It's not the best system. Until I can move back into the house, I think a drawer where it's dark would be better, because then the brightness or the sun won't fade those flosses, because that's what I'm really most concerned about. And it's not the DMC as much, because that's really reasonable. It's the fancy floss and the silks. So that's what we're doing. We're going and picking up 2 calyx units, another tabletop, and then here I noticed as I was paper crafting, some of the edges that are facing out of this paper are starting to fade a little bit from the light. I have a door with a window, and I have 2 windows that kind of, you know, sit perpendicular to each other. This is expensive cardstock. I don't want it to get ruined, and so I picked up drawer or cupboard units here. So these, when you probably by next week, you'll see that these have doors on them, which makes me sad, because I really think that this is very attractive. But I can't keep doing this. I don't want to put shades on my windows. I like the brightness in here. So I think that's how I'm going to fix that piece. So hopefully I won't have to get rid of anything in here, storage wise. I am going to clear. I have 2 of those little wheelie Rascog carts. They're both useful. They both have things in there that I use, one more than the other. So I need to go through and kind of reorganize those. And then I bought a top for one of those from IKEA. And that's where I'm going to turn it into more of my, my die cut station. So the die cut machine will fit either on top or in one of the the shelves below it, so that I can, just wheel it over and use it here as an extra tabletop. So that's kind of the plan. I want to sew this weekend. I want to paint on my paint by numbers this weekend. I want to stitch, of course, this weekend. However, this is making me crazy. So I have tomorrow off as well. I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try to get the things built and put back where I need them to be, and then I will go from there, and see if I can't make some progress out here today, tomorrow, and if that means I do less stitching, this is important too. So that is the plan. I hope you have enjoyed the video. If you have and you haven't done so already, please take a moment and hit that subscribe button, ring that notification bell, share the video, like the video, comment on the video. I do read the comments and I do enjoy them. This week coming up should be a nice, easy week, 4 days. Can't ask for anything better than that. And the weather should still be nice. I don't know if we're expecting rain. I hope not. We're not, but the temperatures will drop. We've been in the 70s and 80s most of the last week and a half. So it looks like by Wednesday, we'll be back into the upper 60s, and that's fine. As long as it's sunshiny, it can be cool. But I'm feeling good. I'm enjoying the warmth. I'm trying to get outside as much as I can while it's nice, because this is what I enjoy. I like this kind of weather. So hopefully that will allow me to be out here at least for an hour every night to finish putting things away. Until next time, I hope you have a great weekend, long weekend if you are off on Monday, and a great week ahead. And until next time, happy stitching. Bye.